Hello and welcome to Bounding Into Comics. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding Into Comics. And today I got a story about Disney allegedly pushing for Gina Carano to get a supporting actress Emmy, despite calling her behavior abhorrent and unacceptable. Before we get to the story, I'd like to ask if you could please hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. And if you are already subscribed, make sure you are still subscribed. And then hopefully by the end of this video, I'll also earn a like from you, and you will give us that like, and that you will share this with your friends and family. So let's get to this story. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pushing the Mandalorian actress Gina Carano for an Emmy nomination after the company fired her and described her behavior as, quote, abhorrent and unacceptable. Just as a refresher, Lucasfilm and Disney fired Carano back in February following an Instagram story post warning of the dangers of hating your neighbors. The post, which you can see here, was a screenshot from Warrior Priest Jim podcast. It reads, "Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children." It then included the following quote, "Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views?" Following this social media post, Lucasfilm and Disney issued a press statement through a spokesman that read, quote, "Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future." The spokesman added, "Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable," end quote. Despite this, CNET reports a poster surfaced on Sunday from Disney featuring a list of actors they were promoting for Emmy Awards. Carano's name is listed under supporting actress. Twitter user Price of Reason shared the poster, which you can see here. He wrote, "Gina Carano has been proposed by Disney for Emmy consideration as supporting actress on The Mandalorian. Until we see a public apology, a Gina rehiring, and Kathleen Kennedy stepping down at Lucasfilm, this is just a plot to silence disappointed Star Wars fans." It's quite galling that a company would describe your behavior as, quote, abhorrent and unacceptable, would then try to promote you for an Emmy Award. Not only that, they claim she was, quote, denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities. Now, why would anyone who actually believes that try to promote said person for an Emmy Award? It's almost like Disney realized they put themselves into a major public relations problem by unjustly firing Gina Carano. On top of that, they lied about their reasoning for doing so, and they got caught, and they got called out, and people are not letting them get away with it. But not only did they fire her and publicly lie about her social media behavior, but Carano claims they attempted to force her to apologize for pronoun usage. She told Barry Weiss in February, earlier on last year before The Mandalorian came out, they wanted me to use their exact wording for an apology over pronoun usage. She continued, "I declined and offered a statement in my own words. I made clear I wanted nothing to do with mocking the transgender community and was just drawing attention to the abuse of the mob and forcing people to put pronouns in their bio." They also removed her from all press for The Mandalorian. Carano stated, "That was heartbreaking, but I didn't want to take away from the hard work of everyone who worked on the project, so I said okay." Carano also revealed she found out she was fired via social media. She said, quote, "I found out through social media, like everyone else, that I had been fired. That means that the people at Disney and Lucasfilm did not even have an ounce of respect to give her a phone call to let her know that she'd been fired. Not a single ounce of respect." To make matters worse, Disney CEO Bob Chapek touted the company's values when responding to a question about Carano's firing. He said, quote, "I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning, yet instead standing for values that are universal, values of respect, values of decency, values of integrity, and values of inclusion. And we seek to have not only how we operate, but the content that we make reflective of the rich diversity of the world we live in. And I think that's a world we all should live in harmony and peace." Clearly, Disney does not actually embody the values that Chapek claims they do. They do not value respect, decency, and integrity. Their firing of Gina Carano goes against every single one of those values they claim to promote. Price of Reason is correct. Disney needs to publicly apologize to Gina Carano. They also need to actually show they intend to embrace the values they purport to believe in. If they do, they can start by removing the people involved in firing Gina Carano, because it's clear that those people do not value respect, decency, and integrity. They are the opposite, and if you actually believe in those, you wouldn't want people working for you that believe in the opposite of your values that you purport to believe in. However, it's unlikely this will happen, as leaked documents obtained by journalist Christopher Rufo show that Disney is actually training their employees to buy into systemic racism. In fact, the company is outright lying about Rufo's reporting, claiming, quote, this is what Disney said, quote, these internal documents are being deliberately distorted as reflective of company policy, when in fact their purpose was to allow diversity of thought and discussion on the incredibly complex and challenging issues of race and discrimination that we as a society and companies nationwide are facing. That's right, they're lying about what Christopher Rufo is doing in his reporting. He literally has the internal documents on his website. He also published them to, I believe, City Journal. It's very clear that this is very similar to what J.J. Abrams put out last year with his Bad Robot. They literally don't want you actually even questioning black people about their opinions. That's in those documents. It's literally what is in those documents. So Disney is lying here as well. So don't expect Disney to change their ways. Instead, it appears they're merely trying to squeeze any kind of benefit they possibly can out of Gina Carano and The Mandalorian, while simultaneously insulting and attacking her in the most disgusting way possible. It truly shows how two-faced Disney is. My name is John Trent, and you've been watching Bounty in the Comics.